Long ago, there was a traveler who lived in a village far in the west. He wasn't the bravest or the strongest in his village, but he was very devoted to his people. His neighbors admired how helpful he was. Whenever someone needed food or had a broken wagon, the traveler would make time to assist them. He followed the example of their deity, Alexis, goddess and protector of men. With her inspiration, he put all of his effort into every part of his life. One day, while gathering food for his family in a nearby forest, the traveler returned to find his village destroyed by a fire. It was a terrible sight. The smoke shrouded the remains of the village, with its smell haunting the traveler. As there was no evidence of foul play, the traveler believed it to be an accident. There was nothing but rubble, rock, and brick remaining. No one but the traveler survived. He took a moment to grieve his loss. With all of his family dead and his village destroyed, the traveler ventured east. He couldn't stay in the village any longer, as there was too much pain there. He hoped to find shelter from anyone in the Outer Banks willing to provide. But when he arrived at their doorsteps, no one answered. The traveler continued late into the night until he came across a hermit and his camp far outside the village. The hermit had very little food, but was willing to provide the traveler some if needed. The traveler refused, as he still had the food that he gathered from his errand. As they sat by the fire, the hermit questioned the traveler. "What is a young lad like you doing all the way out here?" the hermit said curiously. "My village is gone. And my people too," the traveler said glumly. "Everyone?" "Yes." The traveler was getting more upset being reminded of his deceased loved ones. "I lost my family long ago. Have been on my own since then. Gotten used to it. You'll get used to it." "What if I don't want to?" "There's nothing you could do about that, young lad. Unless," the hermit said coyly. With his interest piqued, the traveler asked him, Unless what?
It doesn't matter. It's too far.
What's too far?
I said it doesn't matter. It's a fool's journey.
What is? The traveler's patience ran very thin. If it really doesn't matter, then what harm would it be to tell me?
Well, since you insisted. There's an altar, very far to the east. An altar dedicated to the Goddess Alexis.
You know of Goddess Alexis? Questioned the traveler.
I know of the gods, young lad. I stopped believing a long time ago. They didn't save my family. Why would they save yours?
She can save them?
It's a waste of time, young lad. All who travel to the altar never make it there to summon her.
Why not?
Because it's 2,000 miles away. It's not worth it.
My family is worth it. And I still have faith in my goddess. I don't care if you've lost your faith.
Fine. Go ahead. But she won't bring them back. No god can.
Then you don't know Goddess Alexis. She's the protector of men. There has to be something she could do. If one believes enough, she'll give anything to them. The next morning, the traveler began his 2,000-mile journey to the altar of Goddess Alexis. All through the previous night, he thought about the journey and nearly decided against it. But he had nothing else left for him at the village. He was determined to reach her altar and call upon the goddess to bring his family back. The traveler had great faith in his goddess and would put everything he had into reaching his destination. The journey was long and harsh on the traveler. He endured blistering winds, heavy rains, cold nights, dry deserts, and thick, muddy swamps. The cuts, bruises, aches, and fatigue he received were fierce. It was the longest he had traveled on any journey. Keeping track of his food was difficult, as sometimes he couldn't remember how many days had passed. On the 5th day, the traveler began to lose hope. He was severely exhausted, didn't get much sleep during his travels, and his injuries were becoming unbearable. The length of the journey was getting to him. It's too far. It's just too far. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. As he wept in agony and exhaustion, he remembered his family. It was as if his pain evaporated in an instant. He was reminded of his love and devotion to them. With difficulty, he stood up on his wobbling legs and told himself, I can't give up. I can't give up. I will reach her altar. I will summon Goddess Alexis. She's the only one who could save them. The traveler continued his journey for many more days. His body was pushed beyond its limits. His legs were tired. His muscles were worn. His energy was spent. And his skin was bruised. But he didn't give up. The traveler owed it to his people to reach the altar, even if it cost him his life. On the 30th day, he reached his destination. The altar was only a mile away from where he was. But the last mile was the most grueling. The traveler's body was failing, and he was close to completely collapsing. When his legs gave out, he began crawling through the rough gravel. He didn't care about his skin being torn as he dragged himself. All he could think about was reaching the altar. With his last bit of strength, he reached the sacred circle surrounding the altar. Near death, the traveler looked at the altar, which resembled the goddess Alexis, and he pleaded for her intervention. And then collapsed within the sacred circle. After he had collapsed, the traveler suddenly felt invigorated, as if the dirt inside the sacred circle was giving him renewed energy. He brought his head up to see the runes on the altar glow. Above the glowing altar, he saw the most gratifying image of his goddess Alexis materializing before him. He had succeeded in summoning her. Goddess Alexis resembled a beautiful woman with a comforting smile on her divine face and runes all over her body matching the ones on the altar. To the traveler, she was the most amazing and beautiful sight he had ever seen. As Goddess Alexis materialized, she looked down and took pity on the exhausted traveler.
Hello, Aaron.
Are you the great Goddess Alexis?
I go by many names, little one. Alexis, Alyssa, Alessandra. I am the protector of men. I know why you summoned me, Aaron.
Goddess Alexis, I come before you today,
desperate and humbled. I lost my family, my friends, and my home. I desire to be with my family again. Please, my goddess, for I have followed you all my life. I have given every ounce of strength to reach your altar, to beg you for sanctity. Please, for I miss them so much. I can't go on without them.
My dearest Aaron, I'm sorry about the deaths of your family. It pains me to tell you I cannot bring them back. No God can.
What? But you're a goddess. You're one of the most powerful beings in the universe. You were supposed to protect us.
Your family and friends died in a natural disaster. The gods cannot interfere with natural phenomenon. It would be a violation against natural order.
Then it has been in vain. I have nothing else to live for.
That's not true. I can still help you, Aaron. I have observed you and your actions up to this point. You have been my most devoted disciple. As a reward for your devotion, I can take you with me to my realm.
What do you mean?
You have shown great charity to the people in your village. Your unrelenting love for your people and your powerful faith in me allowed you to reach my altar and summon me before you. You have proven your worth to become a god like myself.
Me? A god?
I'll guide you, Aaron. I know you've lost so much, more than you deserve to lose. But you can do more for others by becoming a god like me. You can give hope and inspire others, just like I have given you hope. Let me liberate you from your pain. Do you still have faith in me, Aaron?
I do. I do, my goddess. You've guided me this far. I still have faith in you.
Then come with me, Aaron. Take my hand.
Thank you. Thank you, my goddess. Thank you.
Aaron took Goddess Alexis' hand and went with her willingly to the realm of the gods. To this day, many people have told the tale of Aaron's unyielding faith and love transforming him into that which he had worshipped all of his life. He had served as an inspiration for many to live their life to the fullest, and the benefits of loving something greater than yourself. So remember, if you pray hard enough, you may be heard by the new god, Aaron, guide of men.